Welcome to Sunshine, the podcast with me, your girl, Melissa Clemens. And I just want to say thank you for tuning in. Someone reached out. Listen, I need to go in more in my entrepreneurship segment, but someone reached out this morning early. And the question they would like me to do a podcast on, so you could imagine how my research on these topics would be. And I had to write it down. The question that she asked me to write on is one that is a bit ticklish at times with entrepreneurs, and it says, why having debt should not frighten us. Listen, being in debt is risk. A lot of us don't want to be, all right? Being in debt is a frightening topic that entrepreneur does not like to go into, all right? So I'm going to say it to you, especially speaking to small business owners here in Barbados. This angle lands strongly because many entrepreneurs start lean and very cautious. All right, they start lean and very cautious. And you're going to find that debt isn't danger. Unmanaged debt is. Debt is not your enemy. Poor planning is. All right, poor planning is. So understand that from today. When used wisely, debt is simply a tool that helps you move faster than cash alone allows you. Believe you me. From coming from me as an entrepreneur for 20 plus years in different or in multiple entrepreneurship segment, I'm telling you, when you use debt wisely, I'm telling you, it helps you move faster than cash alone does. Yes, I'm telling you. Businesses grow because they borrow to invest in. Example, income, inventory, equipment, to do marketing. All right. Also for expansion. Those are areas that they borrow for. And then, to be honest, let's talk truth for a moment. Debt alone should not frighten an entrepreneur. What should concern you is debt without a purpose. All right? When you borrow to invest in something that produces income, example, a tool, stocks, you may want to do marketing. That's not weaknesses, it's strategy. That's a strategy right there and then. Successful businesses, I must say, didn't grow from savings alone. It didn't grow from savings alone. They grew because someone believed enough in their vision to invest, even if it was the bank, credit union, any lending agency, I should say rather. Um, the goal, the goal don't, the goal is not to avoid that. The goal is to use that wisely to your advantages. Manage it responsibly and make it work for you. All right. Another big question some persons usually ask is how not to be in how not to be afraid of death. That is another big question persons ask. What matters is, I will tell you, what matters is you know why you borrow. Simple. You got to know why you're borrowing this money to be in debt. The debt helps generate revenue. Entrepreneurships always involve risk. I remember I told you that early up in those episodes. Coming into being an entrepreneur, it's about taking risk. You gotta be able to take risks. Remember when I say you gotta rock some boats and I rock many boats? Good. You gotta be able to take risk as an entrepreneur. And you also have to remember something. Smart debt is strategy risk. Mhm. And strategy do what? It builds businesses. I'm telling you, it builds businesses. So go for it. Go for it. And also, some persons will say using debt to move forward financially as a business. How do I use that? And even as a human being in society, you will find persons ask those questions. All right. Debt, when understood and managed wisely, is just, you know, it's not just a business tool at all. I'm telling you. It's a social tool. And what does that mean? It simply means individual use credit to access, what should I say, education, housing, even transportation. All right. All of those are entities. Businesses use financing to expand, hire, and serve their community. Remember, I said that early up in many episodes before now. The real issue is not debt itself, it's directions. Yes, I'm telling you, do your research and see. Borrowing helps you move forward. All right? It increases capacity, it improves quality of life. It's a stepping stone, not a setback. Don't you ever look at it as the point of view of that borrowing will help to put you into a setback position. Because again, because again, you have to manage wisely. All right? So this is Sunshine, the podcast with me, your girl, Melissa Clemens, empowering entrepreneurs, small business owners, and the wider community. So let's continue. Most persons ask, what about good debt and what about bad debt? Especially for small businesses owners and everyday families in Barbados trying to grow right wisely. All right. Good debt. What good debt does? It helps you earn more, grow more, or build long-term value. Good debt creates opportunities and future returns. Yes. Example, marketing that brings paying customers. You see the goodness in that. All right. And then you have bad debt that loses values or doesn't improve your financial position. Example, debt used to maintain a lifestyle you cannot afford. We see that in everyday society. We got to be real about it. It's a topic that we don't like to touch on, but there's areas that we actually lives in. So I must say today, borrow for growth. All right? Not survival. If it helps your business earn more than it costs, it's an investment, not a burden. So remember that. Bad debt drains resources instead of building them. So being in business and living as a human being in our society, I really hope you understand where your position is on good debt and on bad debt on any rainy day. All right? Not all debt equals good, not all debt is equal. Good debt helps you grow. Remember that. It increases your income, skills, or assets. Bad debt does the opposite. It takes from your future without giving back. The difference isn't the loan. Remember that today. The difference isn't the loan, it's the outcome. All right? It's the outcome. Before borrowing, always ask yourself one question. Will this help me earn? One, build or improve my financial position in life? All right. If the answer is yes, you are likely looking at a tool. If it's, if not, it may become a burden. And you got to be real with yourself when you're getting into these aspects of life because it comes in businesses all the time. So today, like, follow, share my podcast on IG, Facebook, Sunshine, the podcast with me, your girl, Melissa Clemens. And I want to say I take these episodes very serious because it is where I myself, I didn't have anyone to teach me this. It was a trial and error situation 20 plus years ago as an entrepreneur. But I'm here today. I'm just finding time in my daily schedule that, where I'm relaxing most of the time to bring this information and share with you. And please feel free to reach out to me and say certain things that you would like to see me write up or speak on, and I will go from there. So thank you. Bye. Have an enjoyable day. Peace, love.